Greetings, it is I, Foolish, looking out for caregivers today. Gonna do a little reading for Jewel. Caregiving. It's a lot of levels to it, right? It's a lot of levels to it. It's almost like if you're taking care of somebody who's declining. This sounds very crass, but it's almost a training unto itself. It's when it's sudden, it's sudden. You don't have a lot of time to adapt to it. But when it's a long, steady decline, almost feels like. And this is, I'm certainly not making light of your situation. It's almost like when you adapt to one level, you're magically transported to another level. All right. Go ahead, Moody. That doesn't count. There's too many. I don't feel like my lack of motor skills should determine your reading, right? I mean, I always say, hey, PT is great for your person, your living being that you're taking care of. It can make things a lot easier. You know, if they're getting as much circulation as possible, and it's a quality of life issue. It's also great for the brain. They're getting a lot of oxygen that they wouldn't be getting if they were just like laying around or sitting around all the time. But I had a thought about you too. I wonder if they have PT for people who are caregivers. Like specific courses, specific programs to help you maybe lift the person if you had to, or to maneuver a wheelchair, which I've done it, and that was no bueno. And I was in a ball gown at the time. The person was well over 320, 330. That was rough. I felt like I needed the wheelchair. Anyway, I always think of how beneficial it might be for a caregiver in particular to just get stronger, and it's great stress relief. It's think about caregivers. It's so hard. Like, unless you find a class or you find other caregivers, it's really isolated. People mean well, but they don't really know what to say always, So they might end up saying something stupid that just ends up upsetting you. It's me. Exercise is great for just releasing tension out of your muscles. I wish there was a program specifically for caregivers, and the way that they have PT for people who have specific injuries. I'm not saying you're injured and you're perfectly capable of handling it. I'm just saying it just might make you a little less miserable. And it doesn't have to be some crazy, like, train for a marathon thing. It could just be like 5 or 10 minutes a day of just some isometrics or something. Like, you could do that anywhere, you know? Something. It's great for tension, clears the mind, helps you face what may or may not be coming, you know? Or that day, like, you know, you got to get your person to a doctor's appointment, and if they're not very mobile, you may need to stretch. You know what I'm saying? 9 of Cups, satisfaction, abundance. All right. Savor these moments. Share your good fortune with others, and your generosity will always flow back to you. And I always read the career stuff for you guys, because, you know, I feel like caregiving is a career. Sometimes it's a temp job. Sometimes it has tenure. You know what I'm saying? Current projects are reaching completion, so look forward to celebrating before moving on to welcome a new idea. You may expect to receive recognition for a job well done, or even a promotion. I don't know what a promotion would look like in caregiving, but it looks like you are close to arriving or have arrived. This card signals fulfillment of your dreams or efforts coming to fruition. I hope so. That'd be nice if you were on an upswing, right? You can handle the low stuff. You can handle the dark stuff. You can handle it. Just saying, it's also nice to get, you know, some balance. It doesn't all have to be miserable. High Priestess, your intuition. Clear your mind and ask your heart for the answers you seek. The answers are already within you. Follow intuitive urges when making financial business decisions, of which, you know, many caregivers, there are many, especially if you have, like, power of attorney or what have you. Follow your gut, even if you're tempted to investigate endlessly. Know that you have the answers rather than relying on other people's opinions. Yeah, follow your gut, man. Hard to get quiet, though, isn't it? Very hard. It's hard for everyone to get quiet, but caregiving is a little tricky in the quiet department if you haven't been training to bring in that observer that just listens to what goes on in your mind like it's a radio. I heard that description decades ago, and I've never forgotten it. It's not that you need to stop thinking. You just need to stop reacting. You don't get hooked by your thoughts anymore. Very hard to learn when you're a caregiver, because it almost feels like, and in many cases is, that the consequences of decisions or behavior can severely damage another person. If a caregiver isn't on it all the time, depending on what kind of state their person's in, those can be life or death. And I know me saying that doesn't make you feel very good, does it? But I'm acknowledging that that is the truth. I don't think a lot of people realize that about caregiving, outsiders. You don't really get that until you are one. So that kind of presents a challenge, right? To listen to your thoughts and just stop reacting to them. That's hard to do, because that might be the one thought, right? Almost when you're hooked in a situation, whether you should be or not, that's not the issue. It just becomes habit to react to every thought. The habit grows out of having to react to every phone call or every situation. if you're a caregiver, there's not a lot of situations where you can just be like, yeah, right? They all seem to have a lot of weight. But what I am saying is this. There's nothing wrong with trying to train that. Maybe with something else. Maybe if you're thinking about something else. And just kind of remind yourself you're just listening to a radio. And just see what happens. See if you can get some detachment that allows you to get more in touch with your intuition. Because you do have the answers are in there. It's just a lot of times we can't hear them because we have this chatter, you know? A lot of times that chatter is unimportant, but it's hard to see that as a caregiver because somebody else is relying on you, right? Strength reversed. Apprehension, lacking confidence. Oh dear. Lack of self-confidence, wavering trust in yourself, or a reluctance to have faith in the universe. Yeah, basically, because it doesn't look like there's a lot of wiggle room for error, right? And that's also the last video I did for you guys. Defensiveness and hypervigilance. Hypervigilance, remember? Trying to stay on it. Somebody's depending on you. Somebody who may or may not have all their faculties, right? A lot of pressure. Can also point to feeling apprehensive about taking action, feeling weak, or being uncomfortable with vulnerability. Yeah, that could be tough too because that person, you may be in a situation where you're strong for that person so that they don't become afraid, right? Especially in the case of faculties. With some of them, there's, seeing eye people where maybe your person doesn't have vision, maybe they don't have hearing, but then also they don't have mind in a lot of cases, and you're basically their seeing mind person. Their cognitive abilities are failing, so you're their brain. That could be tough. And I know you know it's tough. I'm just trying to tell you that I know it's tough. So I see you. I understand. You're not going to find a lot of people that do, unfortunately, until they're confronted with it. Okay, so the upright is depression or despair, right? Panic attacks, right? Well, here's the good news. God, Moody. Yeah, you are Moody. Similar to upright meaning, which I hate when they say that, but she follows it up with this. Carries an even deeper tone of despair and may indicate depression or panic attacks. Fortunately, it also points to these cycles ending. So the associated feelings are passing and can be overcome. Be gentle with yourself if you're experiencing extreme anguish and despair, and never be afraid to reach out for support. Don't wait. Reach out for support immediately. It's the Fool. It's the Fool. For some of you, it's time to be foolish. Take a risk and try something new. Everything may not run smoothly, but being bold is the only way to get to the next level in your career, which I've already told you. That's how I see caregiving. Listen to your own inner guidance, and you may experience beginner's luck. Take a leap of faith and trust that you have the support of the universe. Don't be afraid of the unknown. Instead, acknowledge that the lessons you encounter will lead to expanded consciousness and unforeseen opportunities. They are part of your personal and spiritual evolution. People, There's really not much else I can say about that. I mean, wish fulfillment, follow your intuition, don't be afraid. It sucks right now. It sucks. Super hard. But it's coming to an end. Don't be afraid to try something new. Alright, Moody. Thanks for your assistance, buddy. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you at another time.